5 local students are celebrating Black History Month through a new podcast. The high schoolers recently launched Black Radio Rochester, which explores Rochester's first African-American radio personalities. Allie Peters takes a look at how they're working to uncover untold stories from our city's history.
Paris Horman, an 11th grader at Bishop Kearney High School, is one local student using the new podcast to highlight the work of Rochester civil rights pioneers. Howard Coles, the publisher of the longest-running Black newspaper, is one of those people.
I thought it was really inspiring because not only was he doing all of this back in a time where it's not even thought of, but he's right from Rochester, and he was just like me.
Darian Lehman, the producer of Black Radio Rochester, first had the idea for students to explore Cole's work.
What I didn't realize at the time was that he was also a radio host and one of the first Black radio personalities in Rochester. So I wanted to know more about that.
Coles used his platform on the radio to demand social change in the 40s, which really encouraged Horman to share his story through a podcast.
He used his platform, his many platforms, to speak out against injustice against people of color, redlining. So I thought I could use this podcast like he did so long ago to share, like, hey, all this stuff is still happening. It just has a different look. It's not completely gone. It's still happening. It's just doesn't look how it did in the 50s and 60s.
Horman produced the podcast after months of research, interviews, and even working alongside Joan Coles Howard, Howard Coles' daughter.
She's proud of who she is, and she's not going to sit back and just be okay with injustices going on all around us.
The group hoping this is just a start in making sure the important work of African-American leaders like Coles is not forgotten. Reporting in Rochester for News 8, I'm Allie Peters.
All right, Allie, thank you. You can listen to the podcast by visiting rctvmediacenter.org/Black Radio Rochester. A new episode is launched every Thursday through this month.